Leader of the Astral Ward is Garin. The commander has been seen operating independent of the wizard since arriving in the area, which is nothing short of infuriating. I know you've asked me to set aside my fixation, as you call it, but I believe we could do well to not discount the seer's capability to involve himself in our affairs, even from a distance. The commander has arranged a parley, and we've been ordered to provide assistance. I'm confident that this is the advantage we've been looking for. Overseer, excuse me, Director. I'm still not used to the new hierarchy. Your brilliant suggestion, however, to take the commander prisoner and use them as a bargaining chip will surely be the lure we need to draw Isgarin out of hiding. I only hope that is not part of some ruse. Except that wasn't the Director's plan, because she said LOLJK as soon as we got here.
Mukluk snail yarbongos Mukluk snail.
Thank you, Tonal. Omega Team Future Plans by Head Researcher Scala. Director Kuda has taken full control over all Inquest operations in Eternity's Garden after former Director Vlok supposedly turned against the Inquest during his operation at the Spire of Exaltation to the north of our position. Given the fluidity of the current situation, I am writing this report to serve both as my financial report on Project Omega,
Hey
as
Muck,
well...
is Alliance Supporter Achievement bugged? I can't find the event at Mothmarsh.
Huh? I haven't done this achievement. I do not know. Sorry, I don't know. Given the fluidity of our current situation, I am writing this report to serve both as my final report on Project Omega, as well as my official letter of resignation from the Inquest effective immediately. Conclusions: Project Omega was, by the reckoning of our speculated project outcomes, a resounding success. Our 3 surviving subjects attained powers and abilities far beyond what that of an ordinary Asura. Yet the project has been rife with red flags. From shoddy quality control and wasted time on redundant analyses to unclear objectives and goals setting from leadership across the board. Project Omega has been nothing short of a researcher's nightmare. Director Kuda may not be pleased with these findings, but even she cannot deny that her 3 champions were neither well-suited nor even tempered enough to handle the levels of power that they were given. Whoever finds this, give my regards to the director, but remind her that Scala is nobody's underling. I do not expect anyone will find me. So whatever power they used to roid out those 3, they were not even good fits for it. So we might see that again in the future, but on someone who was a good fit for it, and they're like way more powerful. What am I looking at right now? It's like just a giant dead bug under a lamp. Plock. Damn that commander, the weak, spineless scum. Overseer, I understand your damn, what is the word? Your frustrations, perhaps, over their involvement, and I share your concerns about the director's actions. I worry our retreat will only make our enemies more bold? Bold, yes, that's it. I take full responsibility for my never mind, it's unimportant. We will be ready next time, Overseer, I swear. We saw Director Vlox at the temple. He came out of some magical ring thing. Right in front of us, I could sense his power. Natty and Zip too, he was like us, but not. He snapped his fingers, and before I could blink, we were back outside the temple. He shooed us away like children. The traitor, he will pay. Overseer, it will happen. Director Kuda, you've proven your superiority against any who challenge you. I have admiration. I have admiration for the way you handled things. My words, they might be fading, but Overseer, Director, wherever you go, I will follow. Project Omega Preliminary Combat Report by Scala. Findings. Initial readings indicate that all 3 members of the Omega team have continued to show marked improvement in physical, mental, and magical power and prowess. In some cases, such improvement has created unforeseen incidences of recklessness or acute episodes of excessive displays of their newfound abilities. Of particular note, the male subjects Plock and Zip appear to be more adversely impacted by these episodes than the sole female subject Natty, though none are unaffected. Further study seems warranted before sending the members of Omega Team into the field again. At the very least, they should not enter combat not without adequate support from the research crew. Overseer Kuda has taken a more direct hand in their deployment, however. Consequently, Omega Team has failed to report in for routine observation and training and appears to be accompanying her in a more supportive capacity than this researcher believes prudent. My recommendation is that they be reassigned to Supra Fortis for further study and monitoring in a controlled setting. This is going to take a minute. What is shooting at me? Oh. I was seeing if there's any more books or anything else around. Head to the dome in the sanctum of the divine. All right.
We'd prefer you don't damage anything during your visit. Not unless necessary.
Inquest won't be sneaking into the forge now. It's a relief that this area is safe.
Heading to the next location. Muck, there are 3 doors. Behind one is 20 subs. Behind the other 2 are goats.
I don't like losing. We should gather
I'll
more
sell a goat and get more
reinforcements
subs.
Strike at Kuda.
I'm going for the goats.
I'd like to, but stopping Vlox is still the priority, and Kuda's inquest have the advantage for the time being.
At least they're withdrawing from some of these ruins. She obviously has different priorities than Vlox.
If it makes you feel better, Ridlock, I expect we'll have no choice but to settle the score with Kuda at some point.
Commander! Are you prepared to begin the ritual?
I'll be right there, Historian. If this ritual succeeds, at least we can salvage something from these setbacks.
Do we really need that wizard?
Given how things have gone while he's been cursed, it seems like we do.
The scroll you discovered was invaluable. With that as my guide, I was able to piece the rest of the rite together. Thanks to the success of your allies against the Allseer, Keela and Gwillian are freed and present. The rite is ready.
You just went and asked the crab and the purple fairy to come help? And they were like, yeah, all right. Thanks, I'm ready.
Let's hope this has the desired effect. Let the burden of bitterness, the curse of Sidony, be lifted. Iskarin in joyous company, together in Castora.
Perform the proper gesture requested by the ritual. You didn't request anything yet, did you? This is probably wrong. Well, that was a 1 in 5 of being correct. Did I get a goat or a car?
servant of Tyria, he forgoes perfection. May his reputation be restored. His position freely given, his perception sharpened. This eternal grudge lifts from him.
Okay, I was looking really closely at our two characters that time, and I didn't see either of these things pop up. Is it the thing in her hand? I think that's been purple the whole time. Think it's the scrolls you walked past?
Blabby Phoenix raided my stream with 4 viewers.
Try again. Hold on. I just hit one. Nope. Okay. That's 2 goats. Hang on. Oh, these have different names than the last time we did this. What do you say? Isn't it position freely given? Perception sharpened is this one. Okay, so we had this color thing when we were in the trials earlier, but they didn't have names like that.
Who stands at the gate, who volunteers to watch over all. Standing above the ground, watching, ever waiting.
Above the ground. We had to 360 that one. That was required. Did they shrink William? I feel like he was taller.
Iskarin, the father, rejoices, back straightened by determination. The weight of the sky he will carry, this solitude ceased, finite.
Weight of the sky.
The seer of all stands conquered. The heavy sky shall oppress him no more. So speaks Minna. So it is written. So it will be done.
That it then?
I expected something a bit more grand.
I don't know. Maybe we need to try again?
He's gonna say it worked.
Wayfinder and friends. My power begins to return, and I have all of you to thank.
Go right ahead then, wizard.
What?
Thank us.
Thank you, Tribune, Wayfinder, Captain Canuck.
You're quite welcome, Iskarin.
This is making me uncomfortable. I think I like you better when you're surly.
Surly does not begin to scratch the surface. Sidney sought to protect Castora from me, rightfully so, perhaps. But this is a different time. A different battle.
Vlok said he is going to repair, reforge the foundation of reality. One change, he said.
One change? No. I have seen what Vlox now sees, trod the paths Vlox will surely tread. It is a road beset with perils, with temptation, with consequences beyond anything you can imagine. It always begins with one change. But that path has no end.
Commander!
Ludo!
Ah, yes. The fog shrouding Castora begins to clear. Communications are...
Commander! Is this a bad time? I've tried calling over and...
Ludo, what do you know about the Arcane Council's involvement with Vlox?
What are you getting at, Commander? Speak plainly.
Vlox had permission from the Arcane Council itself. I saw it. How did you not know about this? You didn't know, right?
What? No! What?
Now Vlox's power rivals Iskarin's, and Kuda's taken over the Inquest.
Those shifty two-faced... Tell me everything. No, wait, no time. If I can talk to you, they can talk to Vlox. Kuda? I need to gather evidence immediately before they cover their tracks. Oh, they will not get away with this.
Optional speak with allies.
We came up short, not for lack of trying.
It had to be a bomb, didn't it?
Like old times, eh? If only it hadn't required so many ingredients. Not easy counteracting that blend of tech and magic. But it felt good to be in the thick of it. I've grown complacent of late. It's taken this Vlox affair for me to realize that.
Can you help make sense of all this?
You get it already, though, don't you? Anyone who has ever wanted to do good in the world would understand. Remember what it's like to be a normal person, trying to make things better? You're constantly faced with problems that keep coming back. Problems you feel helpless against. You either deal with the small things and end up treading water, or you try to solve the big ones and realize you can't. Every one of us has dreamed about what we would do if we could, though. How we'd solve everything. Of course, if we tried, it would never work, because we can't see all the pieces. Omnipotence doesn't guarantee omniscience. And there isn't always a single right answer. That's the thing about this kind of power, Commander. It's just as dangerous in the hands of those who want to do good.
What will you do while we plan our next move?
I'm going back to the pub, but not for the reasons you likely assume. Yes, I will have a drink, but while I'm doing that, I mean to have a good think about my priorities. Wealth and pleasure are fine pursuits, but I find myself yearning for more purpose.
I had my doubts, but it worked.
Did you create that curse breaker spell yourself?
It was a collaborative effort. After you discovered it, Iskarin assisted me in translating Sidoni's curse. Under normal circumstances, that would be a menial task for him. But the curse fought him, fang and claw.
Claw!
Once we had the translation, I attempted to reverse engineer a counter to the curse. I was skeptical. I am a historian, not a spellcrafter. But Iskarin believed it could be successful. He was correct. I still do not understand Sidoni's naming of Iskarin as the Father. Iskarin claims it was used as a pejorative. I kept it, relying on its positive connotations to negate the insult.
Are Keela and Gwillian safe to be around?
This is not my realm of expertise, but it does seem so. The All-Seer, the great statue infused with the, will, for lack of a better term, the will of seers who willingly gave their lives, let's say, its function was to control the Seneschals. Perhaps you saw the chain-like magic affect them, yes? That, influenced the Seneschals to protect Castora. This is my theory, anyway. I've yet to run it by Isgarin. I've noticed he is often not forthcoming with such details. Whether that's because he is secretive by nature or simply hiding his ignorance, I couldn't say.
Did the Seneschals have to be freed to break the curse?
Yes. And no. I think so. The All-Seer had to be defeated, from my understanding of the curse. Whether the Seneschals being freed was a requirement or a side effect is a question we might never know the answer to. I, for one, am pleased to see them freed. They are friendly, but still quite protective of this land. I can see why, in desperation, the Seers use them as guardians in their absence.
Okay.
My mind clears. Finally.
Are you back to full strength?
No, but I expect it will not be long. Again, I offer my thanks. Since landing on Castora, I've felt increasingly out of sorts. Being forced to rely on all of you without access to all of my power, I've felt almost helpless. Mortal, I suppose. It is a disturbing feeling. Yet perhaps it has also provided me with some overdue perspective.
What do you think Vlox will do?
He has proven his sincerity, as well as his dedication to his beliefs. He has witnessed the full depth and breadth of the obstacles that plague existence in Tyria and beyond. And he has the unshakable conviction that what he does is for the greater good. There are few things I truly fear. I fear what will remain of Tyria if Vlox succeeds.
So Vlox said something about when you get rid of a bad person, like another bad person just takes their place. Or what did he say? He's like, when you get rid of someone corrupt or someone bad who's in power, someone new just takes their place. And he's like, what was he said? He says, it's like I'm at the mouth of a river trying to stop a problem, and the problem's upriver from here. And the first thing that came to my mind was like, is he going to try to stop bad people from ever being born? Because he said it's a problem with the like a crack in Tyria or something. What do you think we should do?
We must glean all the information available. If we cannot track Vlox himself, we must keep a close watch on Kuda. We must know what the Inquest knows, what the Council knows. We must leave no stone unturned. And if we are still unable to predict his movements, we must react swiftly. We cannot afford to lose another chase.
Mock still on story? I think I'm almost done with it. I'm just talking to people right now.
I don't like unfinished business, Commander.
You seem even more on edge than the rest of us.
Kuda's out there strutting around with all those Inquest at her command. Nothing I can do about it. I can't even guess what Vlox will do next. If that's anybody's department, it's Isgarin's. I'm starting to wonder why I'm here. Told myself I was just getting antsy. But it has to be more than that. And I mean to find out.
Happy to see Isgarin on the mend?
Can't say the old windbag isn't useful. We've done everything we can to help you. But Saida, Kanak, and me, we aren't wizards. better personalities, though. He does seem genuinely grateful. Almost as surprising as Vlock's not ascending any other inquest. Maybe they're not so different as Garn and Vlock's. Huh.
What will you do while we figure out the next steps?
Well, I'm not going anywhere. I'll check in with Kree, but otherwise I'm not budging. If the wizard gets a beat on Vlox, if Kuda leaves an opening, whatever happens, I'm going to be a part of it. I know something's gonna happen. I can smell it.
We're still in story because we got stuck on a door. Fair. You know what? I'm honestly curious about something. This is a question that goes out to those of you who heard the door problem, who had never seen that episode of Mythbusters, and he never heard this problem before. Like me. This was new to me, okay? Did you think I was right? The people that never heard of this, like, being on TV or wherever it was in the past. Because it seems like everyone arguing with me watched 1,000 examples of this on Mythbusters. Yes, okay. Alright. Yeah, I appreciate that. Because, like, I don't know. I like to think I was thinking pretty logically there. And it seemed like everyone fighting with me was like, you didn't watch the Mythbusters.
Well, at least his Garin is back to his old self. Kind of.
So Sidney's curse is broken.
So many ramifications, right? The fog and storms lifting changes everything for Castora. Communications, waypoints, trade. They aren't equipped to deal with all of it. Also, Iskarin's power returning means he can help you in ways the rest of us couldn't. And did I just see Westergaard feeding a seneschal?
What do you think about the situation with the Arcane Council?
I hope Ludo can dig up some evidence before there's a cover-up, if there isn't already. I wonder if they even know that Vlox betrayed them and Kuda's in charge. If not, likely they will very soon. Honestly, I'd love to be there when she calls the conspirators to question. Gods, I am starting to sound like an actual politician.
What will you do while we plan our next move?
I'm torn. With the curse gone and travel becoming easier, part of me wants to make a quick visit back to the mainland. But we don't know what's going to happen next with Vlox. Or Kuda. And I'm sure the Hullgarners could use some help preparing for an influx of outsiders. They're in a vulnerable position. Then there's the Captain's Council. I don't know. But I'll be ready if you need me.
Wait, what? There's someone to talk to way over here. You open the door thing. Yeah, it's my stream. I can talk about doors if I want to talk about doors. And I can shut the doors on doors if I want to shut the doors on doors.
Commander, you and your people been awful busy, haven't you? Hounding inquest, breaking curses, freeing monsters?
Who are you two?
Osborn, Keela's not a monster. I won't hear it.
You even got Westergaard here turning into a regular Wavehawk Pete the way
Oh,
she's
this is
thinking
the
about
guy from
crap.
Shipwreck Strand's first town.
I'm warning you, Mayor. Don't think I won't toss you right into the bay like I wanted to with the commander here.
Well, now everything's gonna change, isn't it? Not sure if we ought to thank you or blame you, but of both, eh? Ha! I can see you've got something on your mind again. Go ahead, out with it. The fog is clearing?
For better or worse, yeah. Mostly better, I have to think. But it's gonna be a huge change for Hullgarden. Without the fog and the storms, we could have a real trade route. I'll have to talk to your Captain Saida about that. How do you like the sound of Port Hullgarden? Your people tell us this will make waypoint construction simpler too. Survival here is about to get a lot easier. Whether we can hang on to what makes Hullgarden Hullgarden, that remains to be seen.
No more threat from the Seneschals?
I was itching to slay both of those beasts. I was wrong about them. I'm not too big to admit that. The Seers chose them for a reason. Noble creatures, fierce. And I think they care about this land. More than us, maybe. Now that they're free from Seer control, I think we can work together. Tend to the land. Protect it. Pete called it symbiosis, I think. Pete says a lot of things. He's, cute.
That was a bit on the nose. What will you two do now?
That depends on whether the Inquest are leaving Castora. If they are, guess I'll be tending to Keela and Gwillian. But if the Inquest think they're staying here, well, you might not be able to get rid of me just yet.
Oh, I've been gone long enough, and I've got a feeling there's gonna be a lot more Marin that'll need doing now. Tell Saida I could use her advice about that port idea. Here she's getting into politics, too. Plenty to discuss.
The storm ahead. Check in with all your allies. I think it's so weird that these two are here. Like, the entrance is over there. They somehow got in and were just, like, waiting in the back room by a bunch of corpses? Those are, like, sarcophaguses, right? It's just, like, these two random people from the first town. Also, Gwillian, why are you 1/10 your normal size? I think Keela's, proper size. I honestly wonder if the Gwillian thing's a bug. Leave the dome when you're ready. Vial of liquid shadowstone. Used to craft the legendary accessory Stella Radiance. Noxie, we're gonna need this footage later. Okay. Combined with Gift of Galdra, Shadowstones, and I almost read Gift of Gallstone. No, my gallstones. Galdra, Shadowstones, and Tribute. So it is written. Story complete. Welcome an ally back to the field. Forge Guard token helmet. Let's see. Oh, Relic of the Director. Mastery point. Trade to Alliance Field Quartermasters in Castora for a Forge Guard helmet. Okay. I guess that's it. So, man, alright, so what'll happen there? There was definitely some, like, time inflation with the puzzles, right? Like, those, especially, like, the puzzle where you had to carry the heavy blocks back and forth, like, 20 times. That was just kind of annoying. I'm really glad I didn't go Link Dead in there and have to do all those over. But the rest of the story is good. I kind of like Vlox as a villain. It's, I don't know, he's, he works for me. He works for me. I like that, you know, the multiple times that the main characters have kind of paused to be like, should we stop him? Should we let him do this? You know, stuff like that. Villain? Well, antagonist? Is that the right word? I kind of like him for the role he's in. I kind of thought when he did the Thanos snap, I actually thought he killed all the Inquest for a second. I was kind of surprised that he didn't. Because he seemed to have, like, so much power. But then he just, like, moved them outside. He hasn't done anything yet? Yeah, he hasn't done anything yet. But to me, like, it sounds like he wants to go and make it to where, like, bad people can't be born. Which, at that point, is like, okay, where does that stop? It's just like elimination of free will? Does Vlox get the go to the car? I don't know. It's a 50-50. Either it happens or it doesn't. Just like all stats. It either happens or it doesn't. What's your thoughts on the next patch? I don't know. I'm wondering if Kuda is going to be like the... I mean, well, okay, well, we got one thing left, right? Hold on. So, update, we're here. Story number 3, story concludes. Update 3, story concludes. So, they could leave Kuda alive, because, like, you know, they probably want to leave the Inquest as a thing, like, overall, so that they can still use it in the future. But I'm guessing they're just gonna, because I was predicting before that Kuda would be the boss that we kill at the end of this update, because Seb was the boss we killed at the end of the last one. I thought it'd be Seb, and then Kuda, and then Vlox. But we didn't kill Kuda. She got away. So if she stays in charge of the inquest, then Vlox, whether it's him or just like, you know, like either Vlox himself or the Vlox situation, I think is going to be the finale. And I kind of again, I like it because it makes you think. Because it's like, you know, should we stop him? Is this really that bad? It's a little more philosophical than the others have been so far. You know, in Soto, we were all like, stop the demons, they're trying to eat people. It's like, okay, yeah, that's pretty cut and dry, but then it's like, oh, but these demons are our friends. It's like, what? And then we power friendship the rest of it. Is anyone having lag problems? I'm connected to EU and I live in NA and I'm doing fine right now. I would not be surprised if the story is building toward the commander ascending, like Zoja did in Soto. Well, hold on. Do you mean ascending like in Guild Wars 1 when people would ascend? Or do you mean like becoming a wizard? Because Zoja became a wizard. That's a separate thing. I think the story at this point is better than Soto and Janthier were at the same point. I agree. Yeah, I think Soto... Well, Soto... Okay, Janthier was kind of for me the whole way through. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it either. Soto, I think, was amazing in the first half and fell off really hard in the second half. Again, this is just my opinion. I'm not trying to change y'all's minds. This is just my thoughts on it. I think Soto and Icebrood Saga are both like that for me. Amazing in the first half, fell off really hard in the second half. Becoming a wizard? Gotcha. Okay. Neat. There's not many waypoints on this map, are there? Is there 4? Not that many. Soto was Ed the entire time for me? Oh, man. The beginning, when you were, like, you're trying to crawl away from Saris and he was, you know, following behind you like a horror movie? Oh, I loved that. That was amazing. But, again, like, soon after that, I think it kind of fell off. Like, once they brought in, was it Patha? It's kind of whatever after that.
Speak to Alliance members around camp and see what they need.
What'd you think of the Titans? I got kind of tired of them by the end, because we fought them like 14 times. We fought them so many times, it was just like, okay, we're going to go with the bears, and we're going to go punch a rock. And yeah, and then same thing every Tuesday. No. Went downhill after the title drop? No, not that fast. Not that fast. Okay. Alright, cool. Well, for the sake of the YouTube playlist, this was the end of the story for this content patch. Next up, I am going to be waiting around for the next time this meta starts so I can see it for the first time.